that the curtain person is always still going to extra mile for it, extra ends, extra effort putting it just to keep it on. Even though all the physical, all the additional reasoning calculator is always stressed, is still able to cut the hook and it go for it, do it in such a way. And this is just every kind of value of the curtain motivation now, of the positivical, psychological enforcement when the person now, the set of the wheel is just putting in task and the motives is achieved. This occasion the power and is doing also different terms of now as it has been a kind of widows, it says it's not easy to be a noun or realize that those widows simple tools all deal like different kinds of they are just not interconnected to each other. They just jumping for issue to topic to a viewpoint to other viewpoint, and it's just lack of the curtain organization form and the structure. The structure, of course, might be also lacking for talent, skill, and also what it doesn't lack is it just the interest or the kind of the personal will to realize, because it would be never in the first place to done, those videos would be never if there would be no reason to those self-guilt ever creating. That's why they exist, and it is of course simply understanding that if there is a certain chance that thing to occur it, there is then ask if the personal is the person itself realizes it or chances to do something about does it well or time things or and to make it special this kind of thing, it is itself okay, and to really to able to best express the self, to getting into understood by terms of the curtain observer, it is that the subject to appears and curtain thoughts appearance are to express it in the medium like conversation, more important this kind of form, the just expression of the self, the telling is that if lack of feedback allows real time kind of the person is under his own comfort and therefore can consist only to the very person to himself to find out the importance issues and topics and really to call for it. And it is easy to say that well, the person itself come up with the reason to create those. It is after all things has been broke apart, there is no way here or anything else to say anything else. The spy Christ, just a pie Christ. Alright. Does chicky puff is chicky pound phone, chicky down pound phone, chicky pound phone. Alright, keep it as an observation. To another one. The wife. To getting into get a chance. The international, the people's to speak the program. Alright, it isn't also the time to make it as a program. Right. They don't exactly it isn't necessarily end for it all. It's just a high format, but right. So that's why it doesn't exist in the first place. Alright, ready? Alright, 10, 2, 6. Is it here recording? Who knows? It does. You have to always check it up with those things. Alright, the red button recording. Why it is just always have to check it, and check it. Always check it and check it and check it. Okay, we have a maybe with flapples also. But it doesn't matter now. Here it is. And being a very few of clouds isn't exactly the best way to do kind of things. Because it's getting definitely hard here. Cutting and ties. Alright. The voice broken is just using enhancements. Always broken. The issue is simple that here today come about the curtain market that forces curtain companies, curtain set of ideas out things get the money and how the curtain business works. Here coming the set of to come very big huge arguments against the curtain set of philosophies which allowing the curtain marketing forces of businesses dominate and therefore get the other consumers submission and are simple to letting to the companies themselves to allow them to do things, and therefore not to be against the prepare simple the current for the ensure to fight force against the forces to sympathize. It's all about that marketing forces and the businesses which of course control the sale agenda to creating a profit and it's that there it is 100 upper motives occurs at things as is everything else in existing world and reality that there it is vital needs speciality and therefore call for it use it to exploit natural world and create a service. And this is now talking about it, about the Kentine's message, this creation. And of course, it's like every discussion might be irrelevant without having context, having to real some kind of very deep context. What is here is a context. Context, alright, because there's a problem with the person copy paste. But even just troubles, the greatest funny things about the channels is that to pull it from something. To put wrong example, your doctor has diagnosed to be terminal illness of the very heavily prognosis of the cancer or life illness and feeding it. But the scientific situation developed in the military, quite all force is heavily suppressed by superior military with the huge difference about the total capacity and so far, but still to solve able to decide to pick with such a kind of things go showing that against expectation, against prediction, against the central common minds, it is what all other servers that are ready to determine it. It is such a such a huge thing to think about, the simple things like kind of freedom of mind, freedom of choice, freedom of existing against predetermined minutes. Alright, here comes the word that we have to spelling, and it is time to spelling B. Well, it is not time to spelling B here, it is time to always say predetermination. Well, anyway, even things of horror are given set of violence that it is the certain things that all the physics out there it is. All physics that everything is simple, moving in the flow, that therefore everything can be either represent absolute people calculate, real time simulate, it's the same set of values for all the metaphysical times. It has been of course discussed by times over, but it has been also invented by self, not that self, because after so I've invented something much later maybe than in times here. When it gets society is only characters because an invention you can invent it only once and there is no need to the others units individuals ever do some good things which are already created by some. It's showing that the specialization and the curtain striking that the individuals are true in to the person with actually any kind of choices. According to the word of freedom, think about this, you separate the chance to talk discussion about the freedom, about the kinds of one person. What are the free, who are free, and what are the free? Would be understood terms that if it is lighter, it is about ability and power. So those which have no are the less free, and those which have the highest power and potentially omnipotent to everything are the most free. Well, that would be understood terms that a reality existing, all the existing material, existing anything, is whatever its name is, it is existing and if it's so real, it is just there everywhere. Well, what is the right life? The question about this is it has been given a value already to so to speak, and it's just a moving kind of direction without did have any every existing thing was predetermined already to certain moment ago when it was the first created. There will be certain to moments, who knows what set of time has been proven as, and the question is a kind of the units, the individuals, any kind of agent existing able to counteract against this somehow kind of impossible to able themselves to change any kind of a movement about the reality. Is it understood that is there any kind of really the freedom of choice, freedom of the mind, or to determine its own action, or its actions already to already decided when all things was created, or when they all appear to become exist, whether you want to the precursor. Of course, they always have to find these kind of questions, and how it is able to testify it. How to testify the freedom of mind? It's such a limitation to debate the freedom of mind. If it is a found certain kind of the terms about the larger community, that there is such thing no existing, there will certain all kind of actions have no responsibility with their taste. That all responsibilities are only possible, and the culture morality, culture and sex, they're all just the basic relation, just have to do with the freedom of the mind and the importance about all things. And there's a free agent apart from just the determined all things, and have the general ability to change the choice, change the option, what is the income, what is the outcome of all the choices. Outcome of here it is can't be seen that there it is just a motivation behind the person and such and on. But is this person even to all the motives is it already somehow to certain things, all things will create that situation to exist? Is it already predetermined that these things could not happen otherwise, to have it differently, to have a difference. This is all about the difference. What is the difference? Is there a difference existing? Is all well, okay. So about the personal thought about the testing situation is that what about the doing about it? Is it just being accepting everything in life? Is it some kind of oppositional force, angriness, emotions, rebellion against the very existing everything, not just the character against the different kind of and it has been shown that there is a lot of things to discuss to be indeed. To be honest, the problem is not just only time, but of course also the super ability to get money out of ways. Because let's face it, the complexity is real, or complexity is always, and because the other simplicity is a little bit self-defeating itself. Alright, like everything else seems to be existing and all things has been, well, thank you, it's time to stop it for a while. Alright, ready? This other color calculate this. Here it is. Alright, you brave. No, you just it's just gone to the policy break, but instead of taking the time, here it is not the decision all things are relevant here or not, but just the observation will occupy mind. Is that when it is always by the reasoning of all things, is that the current things accurate more balance is to try to understand how does the current things affect the other things. Here it is, one of those is that to be a memory, talking about memory here, right? This is one thing, picking up one thing of all other things. Alright, memory, the memory is that the personal memory has always called different routes. Alright, to can memorize certain amount to have a amount. Alright, so with some kind of a background here, which seems to be fitting. This is a flight text, so putting something big flag option over the chair to fighting, making a kind of observation. What one? Alright, another thing, of course, I had in time pen and I do just to play them with a video already existing. All kind of things are all after to be doable. And after all, the way. But here it is, the memory is that how much there is memory about that the more memory your person are more memorized, the more it's like a hard to scan the student visitors and stated that this is a storage medium to capture capacity about the maximum capacity. There is a different kind of separation memories. They got the memories work a different way.